Hey guys, how is it going? So in this video, we are in the Seattle Seahawks playbook, and the formation that I love out of this playbook, excuse me, formation that I love out of this playbook is the gun doubles offset. And there's a few reasons why I love it. I think it's really good. It has some really good plays in it, and it's also unique to this playbook other than it is also in the Eagles playbook, which it's kind of overshadowed in the Eagles playbook because of all the other stuff that's really popular. But I still think it is really good, and I really like it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'll go over the run game first, since that's what I normally do. Got some really nice runs in this formation, and my favorite is probably the 0-1 trap. If you guys play online at all, or even in MUT, I'm sure you guys know the 0-1 trap is a very popular run. You get really nice blocking more times than not. Right there, I didn't even try to make anybody miss. I just ran straight, still got 5 yards. So it's just really tough to stop, especially if you're using someone like the Seahawks with someone like Marshawn Lynch, who just does that all game. Like, he literally carried like 3 people, one of them who was Patrick Willis, for like 7 yards. So you get really nice blocking. You can literally just hit the hole and hold the right stick up to just truck people if you're using the Seahawks. Even against goal line, I got stuffed, but I thought I was going to get some yards right there. But as you guys can see, against any regular defense, more times than not, it's a very effective run play. What your opponent will probably start doing to slow this down, the most popular way to slow this down is to pinch your line. And so if your opponent starts doing that, then that just opens up all the other different running options you have. The run audible and the formation audibles is the inside zone, so that's a great complement. Oh, whoops, I forgot to, I was messing with something. But the run audible is the inside zone, which is a great complement if they start pinching their line, because you have a lot of freedom with the inside zone as to where you want to take it. You don't have to take it up the middle. You can actually cut it out wide if you have space, which is something I really like. Let me go ahead and show you the personnel. Generally, what I like to do in this formation is I'll put my biggest receiver to the right, so in this case that's Chris Matthews, and far to the left I'll put my next best catch in traffic receiver, so in this case that's Jermaine Kearse, and then the slot you want kind of your, I guess your next best, doesn't have to be your fastest receiver, but whoever's your next best receiver. So that's Doug Baldwin in this case. Go ahead and put Luke Wilson back tight end. And so that's the inside zone and the 0-1 trap, a really good combination between those two runs. You also have the halfback counter, which is great if your opponent starts pinching their line, because you're able to get outside really easily. It's going to be kind of hard to show its effectiveness. The counter is a really reactive run, and what I mean by that, it works really well once you set it up. Once you set it up with the 0-1 trap in the inside zone, your opponent starts adjusting to those runs. That's when you hit them with the counter. That's when I have the most success with it, at least. It's not something that you come out just straight running, because by itself, as you saw right there, if the defense is well balanced, it's not that hard to stop, as the defense keeps coming out in goal line. But if they start adjusting to the other runs, that's when it becomes a problem, because they can't make everybody go to the middle or to the left to stop the inside zone. Now they have to worry about you also hitting them with the counter. So it becomes a really big headache for your opponent to stop the run game. While I'm here, I'll go over the quick audibles out of the formation. The quick pass is flanker slant, which is basically just slants. It's really good if your opponent's running a lot of man-to-man. It's not something I call super often. Right there, I just hit the flat because it was wide open. But it's a good quick pass if you, for whatever reason, if your opponent plays a lot of man, or if you just feel like you can have success with that play, go ahead and call it. The deep pass is 4 verticals, which is really good if your opponent's running a lot of cover 2. It's also really good just to kind of take a shot if it's like second and short or something, and you just want to take a shot because it's second and short, so why not? It's a good play to do so on. Pretty much I would just refade Chris Matthews on the right. Like right there, Luke Wilson was wide open in the seam, so obviously go ahead and take that all day. They're going to give it to you, but it's a very good play to kind of stretch the defense deep downfield. Let's see if I can get a user catch. Yep, okay. And that's why I put Chris Matthews out to the right for the user catch. Also, later on, some of the other passing plays, I fade him as well, because the left side receivers are kind of the ones running the routes over the middle of the field. And then the play action audible is PA Hawk Flood, which I actually really like this play. Pretty much there's several ways you can run this. You can either just go ahead and usually what I'll do is zig Wilson and leave Matthews on his route, or you can just fade Matthews and zig Wilson. Either way is fine. It's really personal preference. If you feel like you have the one-on-one user catch on the right, then fade Matthews. If not, if you want another read over the middle, go ahead and leave him on his little in route or whatever. It's just completely personal preference in my opinion. So pretty much you want to read right there. The flat's wide open, so go ahead and try to take that and get upfield. And I didn't mean to spin right there. I meant to try to do a truck stick. But yeah, that's my fault. So let's see. Set it up. Pretty much against man-to-man, you're going to want to try to hit Doug Baldwin or Jermaine Kearse. Baldwin should be open every time against man if they don't have a purple zone out there. If they do have a purple zone, then you want to look for either Jermaine Kearse. Sometimes Luke Wilson can get open. Or if you have the one-on-one with Chris Matthews. Against zone, generally you want to look for either Jermaine Kearse, the flat, or Luke Wilson, or the one-on-one. Okay, right there. I saw they had nobody out there. It was zone, but I saw that they didn't have a purple zone out there, so Doug Baldwin was able to get open by the sideline really easily. So just go ahead and take what the defense gives you. Be smart about your reads. Right there, against zone, that route is really tough to defend because it's deeper than the hook zones can guard, but it cuts in front of, if it's like right there, it look like cover 3, it cuts in front of the deep zones. So as long as you pass lead it down and inside, or just, you don't even have to pass lead it down, just pass lead it inside, so like left stick to the right, and then you can click on and cut it off really easily. It's a really effective route, and it's one of the reasons I really like this formation because there's also another play that has that same route. Right there is against man-to-man. Go ahead and just throw that route as he cuts to the sideline. So that's a really effective play. It's one of the better passing plays out of this formation, in my opinion. And so it's really nice that it's a quick audible. Just to finish out the run game, you also have the read option, which if you guys don't know, just go ahead and read that defender. If he crashes, you keep it. If he stands up, you give it to the running back. So right there he crashed, but unfortunately Antoine Bethea was out there ready to make a play. So that was a good play by the defense. Right there he crashed down. Bethea once again was there to make a play. And so really you kind of have to make that guy miss if he's right there. Let's see, he crashed again. Russell is just not the most agile. I felt like Russell should be more agile than what he is, but he feels really slow. Right there, he stood up, and so just give it to Lynch and try to get upfield. He got blasted by Eric Reed. But just go ahead. It's really simple play. Just go ahead and read that defender. Try to get to the outside maybe. Okay, that was a little bit better. We'll go ahead and end it on that note. So that's a really effective run play just to kind of mix in. If you've been running a lot of the other stuff, your opponent won't be expecting it. You can bust some huge gains if they're not ready for that. And then the last running plays are in this little mini series, which I'll go over that at the end. But that's this little 3-play mini series with the jet sweep action is really good. I really like it. So the passing plays out of this formation now. The other passing play I was talking about with that route is PA Reed. As you can see, Kearse has the same route as he did on the PA Hawk Flood. And so pretty much the only adjustment I make here is I fade Chris Matthews. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You've got Baldwin crossing, you've got Kearse crossing, you've got check down to Wilson in the flat, and then you've got the one-on-one with Chris Matthews. So it's really simple. You just kind of read right there. Russell made an awful throw. He threw it way behind Doug Baldwin. So I'm not sure what was up with that. But as you guys can see, Doug Baldwin had very good inside, or very good separation inside on his defender, and Russell just made an awful throw. So not much I can do about that. Right there, that was a nice catch by Doug Baldwin. I threw that a little bit late. You kind of do have to throw that crossing route quick if you're going to throw it, because it's not the quickest crossing route once he cuts, so the defender kind of catches up with him, if that makes sense. Let's see, right there. If you see the one-on-one right there, Chris Matthews wasn't able to come down with it, but I'll take that all day. He'll catch it eventually. He won't keep dropping it. But this is one of my favorite plays out of this formation right there. I love that route, that Jermaine Kearse route. You can fit it into so many windows. It's so hard to cover. Pretty much your opponent either has to user it or spotlight that receiver so that the zones just like go to him. And then if he starts spotlighting that receiver so that you can't throw that route, that just opens up a lot of other stuff around the field. So that's good for you right there. I just hit the flat because he was wide open. Try to get a field. So that's a play that I really, really like. That's probably my favorite passing play, just because I really like the crossing routes. Let's see. They have some other really good passing plays out of this formation. The PA read and the PA hawk flood are really good together since they're both play action. But yet they both attack different parts of the field, so it's really hard for your opponent to key in on which one you're running at the snap of the ball. Another play is angle smash, which it's a pretty popular kind of concept, I guess you could say, with the angle route out the backfield by the running back. It's been really popular for the past 3 or 4 years, whatever. But pretty much the only adjustment I make is I fade Chris Matthews. So you want to look for Curse immediately on his hitch route. If he's open, if no one's out there on him, go ahead and throw it. If not, then you want to look for Wilson on the out route, Lynch on the angle route, and then Matthews on the fade route. Pretty much the only time I would throw the Baldwin route is against man-to-man. Otherwise, against zone, I think it's just kind of too risky. The defenders tend to jump it a lot, and I just wouldn't bother throwing it. So right there against man-to-man, and Russell made an awful throw. So, but you guys could see he had good separation towards the sideline on his defender right there. And hopefully Russell won't make, right there. So that's what you're looking for. Russell shouldn't overthrow that very often, or any accurate quarterback shouldn't overthrow that very often. Right there, kind of got a bad animation. I'm still able to get about 4 yards, but if I hadn't gotten that animation where Kerr started running backwards, I could have gotten some more yards. But that's pretty much what I was talking about. If he's open, go ahead and throw that. Let's see. Go ahead and hit that angle route. It's really good. A little quick pass for some quick yards. If your opponent's not expecting it, if it's like 3rd and short, 4th and short, this is a good play if you haven't run it before. Let's see. Right there again, try to hit that and just get upfield, especially if you have someone like Lynch. I would pretty much just recommend just running straight upfield and holding the right stick up and trying to fall forward for some tough yards. Right there, that was actually an awful read. I thought it was in gauge 8, but obviously it was some type of heavy man blitz. I should have hit Baldwin. But let's see if I can get a user catch here. And he dropped it. But that wasn't even one-on-one, so I wouldn't recommend throwing that in that situation. I was just kind of greedy. But it's a really good kind of short yardage play because you've got the hitch route by the X receiver, and then you've got the out route by the tight end, and then the angle route by the running back. So you have a lot of good underneath routes that your opponent has to worry about. Let's see. Other good play. Y sail is another good passing play that I like at this formation. Pretty much the only adjustment I make. Actually, I don't make any adjustments on this play. I run it as is. I always look for Lynch in the flat first. If he's open, throw it. If not, you want to look for, if it's man-to-man, you want to look for Wilson on his corner route or Curse on the in route. If it's zone, you pretty much just want to find somebody who's open. A lot of times Wilson can get open on his corner route if Lynch is covered in the flat. Or Baldwin sometimes will find a soft spot on his little hitch route, and then you've got Curse coming across the middle later on in the play. So right there, flat was wide open. Go ahead and take the flat all day. Try to make a move, get upfield. And I always preach, take what the defense gives you. I really like throwing those little quick flat routes because a lot of people don't respect it. And if you can just catch it, all it takes is making one guy miss, and next thing you know, you've got a huge gain up the sideline. So right there, it's kind of what I was talking about. Sometimes Baldwin finds a soft spot. No one was on him, so go ahead and just throw that if you see that he's wide open like that. Right there, obviously it's a nice flood concept on the right. Right there, Lynch took up the flat defender, and Wilson came in behind him for the easy 20-yard gain. So that's a really good play to call just kind of situationally. As long as you're not calling it all the time, your opponent can't really key in on the right side of the field because a lot of the other plays actually attack the left side of the field or the middle. So it's tough to defend. You also have the slip screen. You've got Z-Spot, which Z-Spot is very similar to Y-Sail. The way I run it, pretty much I would just fade the auto motion receiver. So it's practically the same play, so I wouldn't even bother running it. The thing that I was messing with at the beginning of the video, if you saw, I had Luke Wilson out to the left. Pretty much what I found. I've kind of run this in games before, but it's very, very specific. Pretty much the fake screen wheel play, you want to put your fastest tight end far to the left, and this only works, in my experience, against like man press. And so pretty much what you want to do, call the fake screen will play, and then you want to reset the play. So that's X left trigger on Xbox, or it's square L2 on PS4. And what that'll do is Wilson's now running that wheel route, and Baldwin's running like the little fake screen route. And so pretty much the only adjustment I make is I put Baldwin on a slant. And the reason that this play works against cover 2 or 2-man under or like cover 1, anytime your opponent is playing press man-to-man coverage, that Wilson route will generally beat his man down the sideline, and it can lead to some very big games. And the reason it works against 2-man under, you might think, oh, well, there's a safety over there. The safety will help him. A lot of times, people will either hot route the safeties into different zones, or they'll user the safeties. So a lot of times, if they're using that safety over there, they'll jump down on the Baldwin route to try to take, because they always want to cover the middle of the field. That's what a lot of users want to do when they're using somebody. They want to cover the middle. So their instincts will jump down on that Baldwin route. And when they jump down on that Baldwin route with that safety, that leaves Wilson wide open down the sidelines against man-to-man. So I'll go ahead and show you guys this. It's against 2-man press, cover 2-man or whatever. So there will be a safety over there, but just know in game situations, generally there won't be a safety. And just see how effective it could be. So right there, you see how even with the safety, since you have a tight end out there, generally they're going to be tall, and you'll be able to go up and catch the ball over the safety. But notice the separation he gets when he cuts up the sideline. See how the corner just kind of stops running for whatever reason? He starts like jogging, and he gets like a good 3-yard separation up the sideline. Just imagine if this safety wasn't here right now. Generally, this safety will be user controlled, and he'll be like over here guarding Baldwin. So literally there will be nobody down the sideline. You can just lob this, and it's a free touchdown. And so this play is very specific. I pretty much would only call it if your opponent likes either sending a lot of like man-to-man press blitzes, or if he calls a lot of cover 2-man. But if your opponent does do that, then this play can be fire. It can definitely, it'll definitely force him out of his defense, because you just can't play that defense against this play. And you can just see the effectiveness, how much separation he gets down the sideline. There wasn't a safety there, it's a free touchdown, and even with the safety there, you're still able to go up and use your catch since you have a tight end out there. So let's see if I'll just show it to you one more time just so you know it wasn't a fluke. Right there, you see the separation he gets, and I'm still able to catch the ball. So that's something really good to have in your back pocket, especially late game. A lot of times late game, say if you're down by 4 or something, people call like 2-man under because they think it's a really safe defense. They think they have man-to-man coverage, and then they got the safeties over the top, so the chances of them getting beat deep is like 0. That's a really good play to run late game, just to have in your back pocket. So that's something that I found that can be really, really effective. It can win ball games for you if your opponent's not expecting it. So it's just something great to have in your arsenal. So that pretty much rounds out all the plays that don't have that jet sweep action. So I'll go ahead and break down these. So you've got the jet sweep, you've got the fake jet zone, which is inside zone with the jet sweep auto motion, and you've got the PA jet sweep. So the jet sweep is kind of effective at times. You don't get the best blocking. It's kind of tough to run sometimes. Right there, actually got pretty good blocking, so I'm eating my words. But that's why I like to put kind of my speediest receiver in the slot, or my speediest next best receiver in the slot. Oh, for other reasons too, but this is the main one. You get really I was gonna say you get really good blocking. Sometimes you get good blocking. Most times, if your opponent's expecting it, that's why I really like that it also has in the formation, you've got the inside zone off the same action. So when they see this motion, they can't just straight up run to the right side of the formation. They have to respect the fact that it could also be the inside zone. So it's really tough to defend if you're mixing it up properly. But as you can see, you can get some success on it. I would be careful about running it too much, because you don't really want like a small, speedy receiver getting too many carries, because that just opens up the door for him getting either like hit stick and fumbling, or getting hurt or something. So just be careful about running that too much. And then off that action, you've got the fake jet zone, which is also really good, so that they can't commit to that right side. They can't just like run commit right or take their user defender and just like run off the right edge or something, because they also have to respect the fact that you can run the inside zone, which the inside zone kind of goes to the inside, but it's more catered towards the left side. So they have to respect the backside, if you will, of the offense. The PA jet sweep. And pretty much what I like to do out of this play is I will generally just go ahead and streak curse just to kind of clear out the defense over there. And generally you just want to look for Wilson, Lynch in the flatter, Wilson crossing, and then you've got Matthews coming across later on in the play. Right there, I had Wilson crossing, but the heat got to me. I didn't get the ball out in time. That was my fault. Let's see if I can go ahead and make a nice read on this play here. Right there, I had Wilson crossing again. And that's generally all you want. All you want is just a quick pass over the middle, just to keep your opponent honest, just so that they know that you're not running. Like, every time they see the auto motion, they can't just key on the fact that you're going to run the ball, just to kind of give them something else to think about. Right there, Alden Smith got to me pretty quickly, so I wasn't able to get the ball out in time. Right there, the flat was pretty open, so just go ahead and take it. Just take what the defense gives you. You're not really looking for home run plays off of this play. You're just looking for something to kind of, it's almost like just a mix-up right there. If Baldwin's open in the flat, go ahead and take it. Obviously right there, the pressure was getting to me, so I didn't really have anything else I could do other than just try to get it out to Baldwin, try to make a play. But more times than not, in my experience, I end up hitting that Luke Wilson route. So that rounds out the formation, guys. It was a lot of plays. Sorry if I was kind of rushing through it. I knew it was a lot of plays, so I didn't want the video to be super long. So I was trying to get through it pretty quickly. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a very unique formation, very fun to run in my opinion. So if you haven't messed with the Seahawks book, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's really, really nice. So until the next video, guys, the next video is going to be on the San Francisco playbook, which I haven't really looked at it much, but I know it's got some pistol in it. So I'll probably look for something kind of unique out of their pistol or something. But so you guys can look forward to that. But until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.